I'm introducing my novel, Child of the Hive, by reading a few extracts. In this extract, Alex is not somewhere she wants to be. Alex woke up to the terrible fear that she wasn't somewhere she recognised. She was lying, still in a school uniform that was somewhat worse for wear, on a bed in what was quite obviously a cell. The first thought that at least they hadn't killed her didn't do a thing to dispel the terror that had set in half a second after waking. She inspected her surroundings, which didn't take very long. Spartan would be a generous way of describing the little room, and it wouldn't have hurt them to use a colour other than grey for the paintwork. Then came a little mental debate as to whether she should knock on the door. The answer all depended on what the people who held her prisoner would do to her. Logic said that they wouldn't go to all the trouble of drugging her and bringing her here only to kill her, but logic wasn't exactly making much of a headway in its arguments against panic. She sat on the edge of the bed and fiddled with her blanket. Her imagination offered horrible suggestions as to what these people might want with her, and her fingers tied themselves in knots with the bedding. She didn't even know where she was or who was in charge here. All she'd been able to work out from what Will had said was that there were two sides. It would be nice to find out if she was in the power of the good guys or the bad guys. At last, a woman in about her early 20s came in. She had probably been chosen for the reassuring smile she offered Alex. Despite the frantic working of Alex's imagination, it hadn't come up with the possibility of her captor, wearing a smart knee-length skirt and a flowery shirt, with scruffy trainers. The woman stood there looking nervous and awkward. She was no doubt meant to put Alex at her ease and stop her worrying. It was working. It was hard to imagine anything threatening coming from her. Her ponytail was ever so slightly off-centre, and she kept clicking the strap of her watch open and closed again. She had a pen tucked behind her ear, but the lid had fallen off, so she had a blue inky smudge just above her left eyebrow. The sight of it made Alex look down, to where black stains still covered her right hand. She wondered what had happened to her lucky pen. Probably fallen in a gutter on a busy London street, or crushed beneath the wheels of a car. She wished she could have it back. The thought of it suddenly made her feel like she'd lost everything that had been hers.